Echoes of the old language. The captain's voice crackled over the speakers.
This is the captain speaking. For your safety, please remain seated until we are parked at the gate. Thank you.
But even as Zahira heard the words, some passengers were already out of their seats, jostling to grab their bags. She groaned and rolled her eyes, irritated by the fuss. Just then, the plane lurched to a stop, and Zahira couldn't help but giggle as a few impatient passengers bumped and stumbled into each other. Once the plane finally stopped, Zahira waited patiently for everyone else to disembark. She hated waiting in lines, but as she trailed off the plane, she couldn't help thinking of her parents' unexpected holiday announcement a week ago.
Sarawak?
She cried, wide-eyed.
But you said we were going to Bali. I've planned every outfit, every photo, everything.
Her parents had only laughed. Her mother patted her and said,
You're in for an adventure. And besides, there's so much to see in your motherland. A tapestry rich in colorful history, cultures, and tradition that you will never find in Bali.
Now, as she stepped into the hot, humid air outside, Zahira gave a heavy sigh, thinking of all the beach photos she wouldn't get to take. Her dad glanced at her sideways as they headed to collect their luggage. Then they were greeted by a sleepy-looking taxi driver who took them on winding roads lined with large green trees. Her dad stopped at roadside stalls to buy some local snacks. Zahira scrunched up her nose while taking a small nibble on a sticky haluhai rice cake.
Why do we even have to visit Grandpa? He'll just talk in that funny old language again, and I'll understand none of it.
She muttered. Her mother's eyes sparkled with a mix of understanding and amusement. She poured a big cup of steaming tea and pushed another sweet running cake to her daughter.
That is precisely why we are visiting him.
Her mom assured.
Us language is a part of who we are.
After an hour's drive, they finally arrived at Grandpa's quaint wooden house. Pak Uhon, a tiny, wrinkled man with a shock of white hair, greeted them at the door with a warm smile. Zahira tried to smile back, but his words, spoken in the old language, flew right over her head. Zahira just smiled politely and nodded, feeling completely lost. The next day, Zahira wandered off into the nearby forest, hoping to escape the endless chatter. The trees stood tall and ancient, their branches whispering secrets as the breeze swept through them. Zahira pressed her ear against one of the trunks, almost wishing the trees could teach her the secrets of her grandfather's strange language. Suddenly, She came upon a small babbling stream, and by its edge sat an old woman, weaving an enormous basket. The woman was wearing a colorful headscarf and had twinkling eyes. A friendly smile that made Zahira feel instantly at ease. The old woman saw Zahira and offered her a small yellow stool beside her to sit. The woman greeted her in a voice as soft as the rustling leaves. Zahira was astonished. The woman spoke in Grandpa's language, yet Zahira could understand her every word. The old woman began to tell tales in the old language. Zahira listened, wide-eyed. Each word felt like a puzzle piece she hadn't known she'd been missing. She realized that this language was a key to a magical world. Her words wove stories of treasure guarded by a fierce octopus, enchanted forests that protected those who loved the land, and songs that could make flowers bloom in a single night.
Why? Nobody speaks of this lovely language anymore.
Zahira asked, puzzled.
Because some people think it is old fashioned. They prefer to speak the language of the city, the language of the future.
But this language is beautiful. Sometimes it sounds flowery and poetry. Sometimes it's so strong and sharp.
The old woman smiled.
Yes, it is. These stories, this language are pieces of your heritage, dear. If we forget them, we lose the magic they carry.
Zahira thanked the old woman and dashed back to her grandfather's house, excitement bubbling up inside her. She wanted to learn her grandfather's language to unlock the secrets of the past. Pa Uhon's face was beaming with joy, and they spent the afternoon talking in a blend of their two languages. One day, Zahira was talking to her grandfather when her cousin Amir arrived. Amir was a snobbish city boy, and he was always teasing Zahira about her silly old-fashioned name.
Anisma, what kind of name is that?
Zahira felt a pang of hurt. She knew her name was different, but she didn't think it was silly. After learning the old language from the old woman and grandfather, she knew her name is a magical keyword to unlock another wonderland.
My name is special.
She said, trying to sound confident.
It means gentle breeze.
Oh, please.
Amr laughed and scoffed.
You sounded like a baby saying something from a fairy tale.
Zahira ignored him and turned to her grandfather.
Ato, can you tell me more about my name?
She asked. Her grandfather smiled.
Your name is a gift from your ancestors. Through our language, it means strength, wisdom, and beauty. It is a name to be proud of, my dear.
Zahira felt a warm glow in her heart. She realized that her name was more than just a collection of sounds. It was a connection to her heritage, a link to the past. From that day on, Zahira embraced her name and her language. She learned to love the old ways, the simple pleasures, and the magic of the forest. She knew that her language was a treasure, a gift to be cherished, and she vowed to keep it alive, to pass it on to future generations. The end.